Hello and welcome to Moneylife News and Views. I am Debashis Basu. On 1st April, IFB Agro notified the stock exchanges that its board has decided to contribute 40 crores to electoral bonds when last year its profits were just about 47 crore. Why was it giving away so much of money? It appears that to avoid harassment by the state excise department, it has decided to pay off through the bonds. This is obvious because the disclosure mentions excise-related issues faced by the company and that its decision about political contribution was in the context of such issues. The problem has been festering for about several years. On 26 June 2020 and again on 22nd September 2020, the company disclosed that its distillery was attacked by armed goons who beat up employees, held them hostage and shut down the distillery. Nobody was punished and a complaint to the Chief Minister had no impact. IFB Agro charged that it was being singled out by certain excise officials for not succumbing to their illegal demands. In October 2021, IFB Agro announced a board decision to subscribe to 25 crore worth of electoral bonds. Its annual report of that year details the hardship faced by the company due to illegal demands made by the state excise department, leading to the closure of its factories for several days. It would appear that the state and the party are working together in a coordinated fashion. Extortion by goons of the ruling party is rampant in certain parts of India. West Bengal is notorious for it for decades now. It all started when the state was being ruled by Communist Party of India Marxist. Everything is controlled by the local party office. For instance, building materials such as sand, bricks, steel and cement have to be procured from a list of approved suppliers maintained at the party office. If you get supplies from anyone else, your project will be shut down. If you complain to the police, they will promptly inform the party office and advise you to settle the matter. The continuous and steady decline of West Bengal, which was one of the most prosperous states in India, can be attributed first to unreasonable demand by labor unions and then unbridled extortion by political parties. Social media was shocked by IFB Agro's accusations. There were articles for a day in the mainstream media, but largely the government, regulators, investigative agencies and even business associations were silent and have ignored this sensational episode. This is perhaps because businesses in Bangalore, Gurgaon, Noida, Mumbai, Pune, Gujarat, etc. do not face unreasonable demands followed by violence. In many parts of India, businesses regularly pay politicians, but both sides generally follow a policy of live and let live. In Bengal, it quickly gets very adversarial and violent. What happens to businesses in Bengal may be extreme, but there are a variety of ways in which state, that I'm including the center in this, has been extorting from businesses for decades. From the 50s to the mid-80s, the government was directly involved in running businesses and crowded out serious enterprises that create productive jobs. Relentless state expansion into hotels, airlines, even bread making happened under the specious logic that the Indian industry is not mature enough to run large enterprises. The summary nationalization of businesses was even worse than extortion. It was pure theft. Over the years, we have heard politicians sometimes say that the government has no business to be in business, but progress in withdrawing the government from businesses has been very slow. Meanwhile, the state has found another way to strip businesses of cash, which is mandatory corporate social responsibility of spending 2% of post-tax profit. This legislation wasn't even imposed by a socialist government of the 70s. It got introduced in 2013 by the United Progressive Alliance too, and was continued by the so-called right-wing government of Narendra Modi. The third way businesses get extorted is through piles of red tape. Rajiv Bajaj has alleged it's over-regulation that is killing the industry. Tata Sons chairman N. Chandrasekaran says India is fraught with micromanagement and suspicion. No wonder, despite ranking 8th among 140 countries under cultural resources and business travel, India ranks a lowly 109 in tourist service infrastructure in a study by World Economic Forum. A restaurant in India needs 15 licenses to operate, compared to just 4 in Singapore and 2 in Turkey. For the Babus, each license is an opportunity to make money. Finally, look at the extortive power of the state when it comes to paying tax dues on when it loses major legal battle. Successive governments have made unjust tax demands, lost in court, and then promptly changed the law. Businessmen and citizens must always lose. In infrastructure projects, subsidies and arbitration awards are withheld, causing cash crunch and bad loans, but no one is held accountable. When Narendra Modi asked thousands of assembled youngsters in election rally, "Aapko naukri chahiye ki nahi chahiye?" he was surely not promising them government jobs. From small restaurants to mighty software companies, it is the private sector businesses that create jobs, not the government. Yet, in a cruel irony, these same businesses have to fight extortive and brutal state power every step of the way. Thanks for watching this, and if you liked it, please do share and subscribe.